in terms of safety and knowledge. So we will be commemorating the World Education Day, and the topic is lifelong learning, ensuring safety beyond the classrooms. I have with me a very delectable, beautiful, modern, snazzy-looking lady. She is a life coach, thought leader, and an educator with several years of experience. And she has a passion to raise exceptional children via early years education and purposeful primary education. She's a volunteer in NGOs such as NEBO Memorial Foundation, focusing on assisting indigent but brilliant children to acquire basic education, youth mentoring and empowerment. She is also very active with the Nigerian Fellowship of Evangelical Students, NIFES, mentoring and offering pastoral care to students in tertiary institutions. She's driven by the mission to raise global and locally relevant citizens through offering high-quality Montessori and world-class education, providing a safe and conducive environment that supports the learners both within and outside the classroom. She has an impressive CV, Lagos, and if I continue, we will eat up half of the program today. So let me ask you, Lagos, to join me in welcoming Lotachukwu, Ohagwasi.
It's my pleasure being here this evening. Good evening, Lagos.
Good evening, and she is a regular customer, if you know what I mean. She's been here before, always offering her time to empower people of Lagos State. So, Lota, you need to do one thing for me.
Okay.
Greet your people in your own lingua franca. Let them know that you are repping them today. Yeah, you people be answering now. Be answering. That is it. So we are really, really happy to get going on a good, note today, and we'll go straight into the subject. Can we just have a definition? What exactly do we mean when we talk about lifelong learning, so that we can all be on the same page?
Well, I would say that lifelong learning has to do with continuous, voluntary, self-motivated pursuit of knowledge, and of course, skills for personal and for those who are in the professional environment, professional development. So it's extend beyond formal education and includes self-directed learning, skill development, and acquiring new knowledge through reading, through mentorship.
Even helping out at home, can that?
Definitely.
Chores, cooking?
Definitely. Okay. Acquiring new skills, through reading, I said online and of course offline.
And online.
Yes, courses, practical applications of what you've learned. All of them, culminate into what lifelong learning is all about.
Beautiful. But we particularly look at safety on the streets in this program, and it's so worrisome to hear that out of school children in Nigeria has reportedly hit the figure of about 20 million.
Wow.
And this was as at 2023. So what are the options for getting lifelong skills for this category of children?
I think government has a pivotal role to play in this regards, because that number is scary.
It is.
And it's a ticking bomb, sincerely, for the future. So government has a serious role to play, and then NGOs who play such roles in that regard should come up with programs looking at their demography, looking at their location, environment, and their situations, and come up with programs that will serve them. It doesn't need to be, going to the structured means.
It does not have to be four walls of school.
Exactly. It mustn't be. But giving them skills, empowering them with knowledge that will make them functional in their own community.
Yeah. But it's good enough to note, something like the Accelerated Basic Education Program, that's the Project Zero. So we are aware that some programs are but of course it may still be a drop in the ocean when you look at the very high numbers of out of school children. So what are the key safety concerns? Let's just move on now to looking at the key safety concerns when learning new skills. You know, sometimes people have this fear. Oh, if I have to learn how to drive, you know, or I have to do this, or I'm now going into laboratory. I've gone into the secondary school and I need to learn how to do this or that. What are the key safety concerns when learning new skills?
You know, learning new skills, there are risks, and that's why you need training to be aware, so that you'll be confident to know that, well, these are the risk factors, but doing this, doing that will see you through. So
I'm being careful
exactly,
in this or that way.
Exactly. So empowering people with information is very key in going into, you know, areas of knowledge they don't know before, skills they don't know before. It's important they are empowered with knowledge. For instance, you want to use a machinery, you should be able to know how to use that machinery. You want to use the digital space, you need to know about cyber security, the threats and the scams and the misinformation that is out there. So you'll be able to be, you know, be proactive to be able to take care of yourself in case of any insecurity.
Beautiful. I will take you up on that issue of digital literacy as soon as we come back from a traffic update. But let me inform our listeners that they can call in very, very soon, 0809 9120777. You can send a WhatsApp message to that number, or in the alternative, you can call 091 53877127 and join us in this important discussion, lifelong learning, ensuring safety beyond the classrooms. Over to you for a traffic update, Tayo.
All right, just you tuned to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. The program you are listening to is Safety Train. Quickly, let's tell you what the roads are saying at this time. I have a fresh one here that says the earlier reported impediment, that's a broken down diesel tanker at Ikati, inward Mawa, is off the road now. So for those of you on the Lekki-Aja corridor, you need to have that at the back of your mind, and you have nothing to really worry about using that stretch.
Thank you very much, Tayo. And thanks for staying tuned to Safety Train this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I am speaking with Lotachukwu Ohagwasi. She is an educator, a life coach, someone who's passionate about learning. And we have been looking at all kinds of things, including the worrisome 20 million figure that we have for out-of-school children in Nigeria. And we are wondering and proposing methods by which this category of children can also pick up some lifelong skills. Now, let's look at digital literacy. You know, last Sunday, I was monitoring a radio program. It wasn't traffic radio, Shabs. People were complaining about paying X amount of money, never getting their money back online. And somebody said, oh, this had a religious tone to it, and the woman was supposed to transfer X amount, and she ended up adding an extra zero, and she transferred more. So there have been a lot of issues about safety in the digital space. So what role do you think this digital literacy, you know, acquiring lifelong learning, what role does it have to play really in preventing people from falling prey to these online scams, you know?
Well, it will help them to improve their awareness. There are a lot of things out there. Things are not always how they look like. Teach them about scams, cyberbullying, you know, identity thefts going on, misinformation, and then safe browsing. You know, safe browsing, very, very key. Then cyber security tools they need to have.
Okay.
You know, being well
Examples?
informed. Yeah, there are a lot of cyber
security tools that they need to have.
Yes.
Okay.
Through training, you know, there are apps too that will also help them to know whether informations they are consuming are actually correct. Sometimes people go into all kinds of things because of the information they receive online. Unknown to them, some of those people putting those informations are not genuine people.
They're not genuine. You know, we saw some people wearing masks as if they are expatriates, but they are just from, the heart of Ajegule, like you and I now. And yet they were having white hair, and this was really scary. So, another thing that came to my mind, as you spoke, was this issue of schools. How can we establish that culture of continuous learning and safety? But just before we go into the issue of schools, there are some people who willingly make appointments with strange people of the opposite sex, and they meet them in secluded, places, thereby exposing themselves to danger.
Exactly.
Can you give some advice, particularly to our young girls, who have this adventurous spirit, and they throw the safety to the winds and end up becoming prey of all kinds of vices?
We are told we should be careful how we talk to strangers.
Right from the beginning,
exactly.
From school.
We have been
from
told.
A young age, we've been told.
Then
different, we are told not to talk
not
to strangers.
Exactly.
So
Not to interact with strangers.
Are we forgetting these
values?
Long-time values, are we?
So that's the sad thing, that you are online does not make it safe.
Wow. No, you need to emphasize that. You are online does not make it safe. Good.
So you should always wear your safety cap when you're interacting with people you don't even know. Talk more of opposite sex. Somebody you don't know from Adam is calling you to a place you don't know.
Exactly. You go look for the address.
And you don't even bother to tell
the other people, this is
around you. This is where I'm going for, in case you are looking for me, and no precaution at all. I think we need to look at it. We have lost many young girls to this.
Oh yes, we
vices. And because they know that young people are gullible, people are taking advantage of them. If it is not working, they will stop doing it.
Exactly.
So we are here to create awareness. That should be careful. Following people you don't know online.
Exactly.
Should be careful. Should be wary of it. Young people, please, let's watch it. Even younger people who are not supposed to be online, who have no business being online, should be careful. They take advantage of young people. Sometimes you will see an elderly person putting the face of a teenager.
Wow,
just to just to woo young people. And the rest is history from what we see every day.
So I recognize something that just came to mind now. Homework and assignment. How important is this? Because I've gone into gutters to look for loamy soil with my children. We have done all kinds of matchbox. I've done all kinds of experimental batteries, trying to make sure the matchbox is being dragged along by something, So, can you sound a note out to parents, maybe who believe maybe the wahala is too much or something, what they are putting the children through, although sometimes those children are being asked to do quite a lot, 100 sums. I remember when my son was doing common entrance, he had to do 100 sums from those books, multiple choice questions, 100 every day. So what do we have to say, how do we balance it between, the kids wanting to have a childhood and wanting to have time to, rest their brains from classwork, and on the other hand, from the teachers, the classroom, you are asking them to go through, these rigors. How do we balance that?
I think both the parents and the teachers, there should be a balance. For the teachers, yes, we want our children to have lifelong fun, learning. We don't want learning to end in the classroom. We want children to have practical value to what they have learned in the classroom, outside the classroom. And then there's a place for parents to play a role of partnership with the teachers. And when a child knows that what he's doing in school is supported by the parents at home, they get to put more. They put in their 100. Then we also want to parents to please just bear with them. It's also part of preparing them for lifelong learning. Children should not learn only in the classroom. Any child that is only raised in the classroom will not will be half-baked. There's a place to put in what have been learned practically at home.
Socializing.
Exactly. So there's a place, but please, teachers, let's take it easy. Know that these children have a life to live. They need to rest.
Exactly.
They need to get themselves back to be able to function well in the classroom the following day or even the weekend. We should not take up all the time. They need leisure time. They need to play. Don't take away their childhood from them, please.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That is so instructive. Lagos, you are missing out if you are not asking any question, not sending a message to 0809 9120777. You can send a WhatsApp message also to that particular number, or in the alternative, you can dial 091 5387 7127. You need to join this conversation on lifelong learning, ensuring safety beyond the classrooms. Now, Lota, let me just take you to some of the clubs that they have in schools.
Okay.
You know, like these volunteering clubs, the Brownies, the Girls Guide, the Red Cross, and so
Taekwondo.
on. Taekwondo. Are there skills in these clubs? Because some parents will just say, no, either we don't have time for that or the money is too much. Can you give some practical examples of what children have been able to make, out of joining those clubs and participating and learning those skills? Yes.
Okay.
Please.
There are so many things. Let's start from saying that one of the things they will learn will help them with resilience. Especially those joining clubs like maybe the Taekwondo and the rest. And then we have clubs like the knitting, where the children are
knitting.
Exactly. We have it as a club. Children are learning lifelong skills. These things
to keep them busy.
And do you know what takes them away from vices?
That's true.
Busy minds.
Yes.
Keep them busy. Yes.
Because an idle mind is what?
Workshop of
the devil's workshop.
And then also help them with empathy. Those in the Brownies, the Red Cross of this world, empathy. In this life, you don't take in everything you have.
Exactly.
Yes, we learn to give, to share. So it's one thing that should start early. Should start early with our children. If parents know that they want to prepare the children, not just to pass exam, but to prepare them for life, then the children should join these clubs.
We need to laud that and emphasize it. Parents need to prepare children for what?
Life.
For life. Not just for exams. Not just exams. Prepare your
and move
children
to the next classroom.
For life.
Yeah.
I always tell my first son, I hope he's not listening. He almost escaped out of the kitchen, but I brought him back.
That's
because
good.
in my house, both male and female must learn how to cook.
Fantastic.
It is a lifelong skill.
Exactly.
This is what we're talking about. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. But let's have the last traffic update. Thank you.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Let's talk more traffic report at this time. For those of you around Igondo axis, Obadore along Lasu Igondo to Afolabi Akeson, Lorofemi Olowanla Molade, Igondo College, NYC, Alajiede General Hospital, Okofilin Larry Hotel, Odrenre Duweba Diamond Estate, Power Line, Isheri Roundabout, all looking very good. The return journey is also in good shape.
Thank you very much, Taiwo. And thanks to our dear listeners for staying tuned to the Safety Train this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. My name remains Fayo Williams, and I have with me an educator par excellence, Lotachukwu Ohagwasi. And we have been discussing lifelong learning, ensuring safety beyond the classrooms. Now, we've spoken a lot about, children, about them being in school and doing homework. What about adults? What are the opportunities that I can just, wake up and say, okay, I want to learn carpentry, or I want to learn, is there, are there opportunities like that? Do they exist?
Well, you can
even right now.
Well, in our society, there may not be formal environment where you go, but you can create it.
You can probably ask for apprenticeship.
Exactly, right? Somewhere. You can Saturdays, if you're not going to work, you can make use of it. Go somewhere and learn something new. Learn a new skill. The areas you have gaps. Try and fill it. I did a master's degree 30 years ago. I'm doing another one now, 30 years after.
Oh my gosh! Last master's 30 years ago, another one now.
Exactly. It's a choice.
Amazing.
You can use your time well if you choose to.
Right.
choose to.
Awesome.
So adults can make use of their time. I think if we are busy, we will have less room for vices. If we are busy.
Can you just say that again? If we're busy.
If we're actually busy, we'll have less room for vices.
You see?
Yeah.
And that busy is not scrolling through social media. That's not the one. That's not the busy you are talking about. Is that
being purposeful?
Being purposeful,
yeah.
And being able to fulfill even your destiny, your calling.
Maximize your potentials.
Maximizing your potential. This has been so inspiring today. Very, very inspiring. So, workplace education, how does it contribute to employee safety and productivity? We may be rounding up with that today.
Okay.
Yes, how does workplace, education contribute to employee safety and productivity?
Well, for sure, it creates awareness of hazards and reducing accidents in the workplace, and then confidence to be able to work that, knowing that you know what to do in case there's, emergency and all that. Very, very important. Being confident on what, and then being more productive with the information you have gotten. So it helps to have fewer injuries and increase efficiency in the workplace. And of course, it enhances emergency preparedness.
Let's even ask people, how many of you know how to use a fire extinguisher? If they shout fire, fire now, do you know how to use an extinguisher? I want to see you raise up your hand. I can see you through the radio. There are too few hands up.
There should be a drill.
There should be a drill. People should know what to do. So we have been discussing the issue of lifelong learning, ensuring safety beyond the classrooms today. I would like to thank Lotachukwu Ohagwasi for being my guest this afternoon, for spending her time coming all the way to the studio. Thank you so much, Lotachukwu.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
Awesome. And I would like to remind us all that this message comes to you with the support of Rely Supply Limited, makers of first aid kits. We are also into audit of the first aid boxes and offer first aid training for good workplace safety education. To call on us or find out more details on how to promote your brand on radio or to get these first aid services, you can dial 0818 1313156. I'll say that again. 0818 1313156. My name remains Fayo Williams, and I am available across social media at Fayo Williams is my handle on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Till I come your way again, it's via con Dios, which means go with God.